All right, so this is my value speech about curiosity. So one of my first memories was I was outside front of my house and I saw a bee. It landed on a flower. I think it was a tulip, and I went and I picked it up. I didn't know what bees did, and I remember it stung me. And that was always I was always really curious about why bees sting. And then I remember in kindergarten, um, I would ask just random questions to my teacher, anything that interests me, anything that popped into my mind, I'd ask. And so I remember asking one time in front of the whole class while we were talking about China or something else. It was unrelated. I asked, "Where do baby rhinos come from?" And my teacher was a little bit upset by that. I wasn't sure why she was upset, but fortunately, I kept asking questions. That didn't deter me, that negative response, like it does with some people. So I want to explain how curiosity has shaped my life and how it's become an asset to me. So I think of curiosity as an interest, but with the ability to adapt. So I can become interested in something just by thinking about it or wondering how it works, essentially asking a question. Um, I've even gotten to the point where I can wonder something about myself and I can be motivated by curiosity to kind of explore that. I remember one time I was watching something about Navy SEALs, and there was some quote like, they regularly hike 10 miles in the dark. And that was, I thought in that moment, I asked this question, could I do that? Could I hike 10 miles in the dark? And it was that very night that I decided to actually go hike a mountain in the dark. And it was about 10 miles. It was one of the most kind of frightening things. But my curiosity led me to do that. And I found out a lot about myself by doing that. That's kind of an extreme example. But I did benefit from that, from asking that question. And then through high school, I got decent grades, except for in the classes that I wasn't interested in. And that was a really tough thing for me. I didn't know how I could become interested in those things. And then I ended up going on an LDS mission and then college. And that really shaped my curiosity and how I could um, change that curiosity into something useful, into motivation for me. Um, so now what I do, what I've found through my experience is, if I want to know something, um, or if I want to become interested in something, I can ask a question. So whatever it is, if it's math, I'll ask a question about math. What does something look like on a graph? I'll come up with a question in my mind, and that allows me to be interested in something, to gain that interest. And so I found by doing this, I've been able to get better grades. I find interest in work activities. I used to really hate going to work, and now I really enjoy it because I've asked questions and I've become more interested in it. So that's how curiosity is kind of changed from something that was just there to something that's become my biggest asset.